Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the second in our series of showcase videos where we look in detail at one specific classic car and hear all about it from the owner, the history, how they came to own it, problems they've had and features and so on. So this was done without any pre-planning. The owner of this, Daimler Sovereign, 1978, is a guy called Bradley who approached me at a local car show and he'd like to tell me about it. So we agreed to get the microphones out and give it a shot. So I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. So this is Bradley, the owner of this lovely Daimler here.
Sam Bradley, yep, that's me.
Hello.
Well, to start off with,
There we go.
so it was bought brand new in early 1978 by my great uncle,
Oh wow.
Mr. Ellery, and it was owned by him, and he cared for it, and it was his baby all the way up until I bought it in 2022. So about 2 years now, 2.5 years, nearly. Quite an extensive amount of repairs had to be made to the bodywork and some of the interior and bits and pieces like that. It's been tastefully upgraded in a couple of places.
Oh yeah.
Cosmetically and a couple of functional extras. But it's the original motor, original transmission, original diff. I haven't had to open up the engine at all. I've just tinkered around with the chain a bit just to quieten that down. I think I've got it pretty good at the moment. Yeah, so the pieces I've had to repair or had to get done. So apart from all of the consumables like spark plugs, leads, filters, coil.
Oh, those things are just like changing your underwear, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
First, the driver's floor, it was rotted out completely.
Okay.
There was a hole down on this side next to the sill, and yeah, what had happened, what had caused that was we've plugged it up now, but there, if you look down here, there's a little stainless steel bolt just down there in that little bit down there, and it's got a little rubber grommet on there, and what that blocks up is a hole that was left in there by, we believe, the alarm technicians when it had an alarm on it, which was then subsequently removed later on. But that hole was never covered up, so that let all of the rainwater and debris and all that stuff just straight down into the footwell, and that rotted out.
It's frustrating, isn't it, to think that this old car can last all that time and then some plonker who doesn't do something properly causes so much trouble.
Exactly.
I know. I was thinking when you started telling me that, oh, well, British car from that era is going to rust, but actually someone caused it.
Yeah, I know. You don't quite think of that because you think, oh, they're still here. They've obviously been looked after. But that's not always the case. Not with some of the technicians. You know, it's a Friday. You know, they don't want to put all the effort into it. Anyway.
You're quite a young guy to want a car like this. Is it because of the family connection, do you think?
Well,
or were you interested anyway?
To start off with, I was interested in old cars, and I got to a point where I was bored with what I was doing. The job was boring. I didn't have anything really to do in my spare time, so I thought, well, fill it up with something.
Yeah.
So my sister was doing some family tree work, and she had gone out and seen Mr. Ellery and his wife, and had, talk about the family tree and their family and who they're related to and and she had commented and said, he's got an old car in the driveway.
Right.
This was it. It was sat for, we believe, was a period of about 3 to 5 years. We're not too sure because we cannot really ask them anymore, sadly. But it was sat, the front end was sat underneath a lemon tree, and the rear end was poking out on the other side of a wall. And the Hawksbay sun was beaten down about diagonally onto the car across that way, most of its time that it was sat there. So you'll see we've had to paint this door. We've just touched it up with just some rattle can job. But it's
just to protect it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you'll see there's a bit of mismatching of colour. That this is a different colour to that one. We used
Yes.
a different
Oh,
can
it's
of paint
close.
on there.
Not bad for a rattle can.
No, not bad at all.
And it does protect it.
So
Did the leaves falling on it cause much of a problem as well?
I believe some of that would have caused some of the rust on the roof.
Yes. Although you've treated it all, haven't you?
Yes, it's all been rust converted, but when it rains, when I drive it around, you'll see the calcium deposits start building up, and we have to clean them off all the time. But it's all treated. I don't have to worry about it rusting any further.
When your classic car cover is coming up for renewal, try our club scheme arranged with Peter James Insurance. It offers great rates and a range of exclusive benefits, including free salvage retention and multi-vehicle options. Just click the link in the description below to get a quote.
Can we see inside the boot?
Oh yes, of course. We get the.
I always get criticised for not looking in the boot. It's easily forgotten. Isn't it?
They're quite a spacious unit, this one. Hang on, we will pull that open. It doesn't quite sit there properly all the time.
Okay.
Sometimes it likes to fall down, but
sprung, is it?
Yeah. It is way in the back there. The hinges are
quite tidy in there.
I've kept it quite tidy. The original jack is just there. The original tyre iron that came with the car, spare hubcap, all the stuff in there, and just some extra tools and electrical bits and pieces.
Have you watched any of the other videos on the channel I run? Because there's one about a Daimler Sovereign, 1985, that one of our...
Oh, yes, recently I did see that when it came out.
Guy Anthony, who calls it Earl.
Yeah, no, that's right, I remember.
It's kind of the other end of the spectrum, this one, because his has been...
His one's
had a fortune spent on it, partly by him.
Yes.
So when you said you haven't had to take the engine apart, he'd be jealous of you there, because he has.
I haven't had to spend very much to get this where it is now.
Yeah.
And I feel it's pretty comfortable. Engine runs smooth, the transmission's really, like you never have to open up the transmission on these.
Really? Yeah. Can we hear the engine run before we...
Oh, yes, we can.
If you don't mind.
It doesn't quite shut properly all the time, but it did there. Sometimes it's...
So you didn't need to say that, we wouldn't have known.
Yeah. Now, it's got no choke.
Okay, hands clear, guys.
So it may just
I don't want to film somebody having their hand chopped off.
But it's warm, so it may just go.
Wow.
Building oil. There we go, there's oil pressure. I'll just keep it there and then we will set it down there. That's about idly.
It sounds really smooth.
It is.
Amazing.
There's still a slight blip or burble or something that's going on. I may have to just do some extra tuning, but for what it is, it never stumbles, it never hesitates, it never gives me any trouble. It just goes.
Well, I come from the age when people tune cars just by listening to it, so it's pretty close.
Yeah.
There's nothing much there. That's amazing. What year is it?
78. So it's the last of the Series 2s.
Do you drive it very often?
Yes, about once a week or so like
that. Good for you.
And that keeps everything running smooth. Okay. So along here, you'll see there's been some treatment put in underneath the flange there.
Oh, yeah.
Because this edge was rusted out completely.
Right.
So there was only this bolt and this last one here that were holding the top of this wing on.
So it's not a new wing?
No,
but
no.
You just fixed it. It's
a
good job. I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, it's the same wing. My father is a metal sheet fabricator, so that helped.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that was the other area. The last area of rust, major rust, was the battery tray.
Oh yes, that's a common one.
Yeah, in the corner there's like a recess.
A common thing with the battery trays, isn't it?
Yes. Well, the old batteries had acid and all that, and there was leaks. And
absolutely.
A lot of people didn't use like rubber mats or anything to sit them on.
And at the risk of offending older people watching this, hopefully some people will watch it. I think a lot of old British cars were tarred with the name of unreliable.
Yes.
Because they weren't serviced properly. Everyone, my dad was a terror. He did everything as cheaply as he could, or not at all.
It keeps some of the prices down on these, and so I'm pretty happy about that.
That's true. We'll keep quiet about that. We won't tell anyone.
Yeah. Edit that one out.
Okay. Well, thank you, Bradley. It's a pleasure. Lovely to look at the car.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks to Bradley. If anyone else watching would like to talk to us about their cars in the future, just put a note in the comments below. So that's all for this time. Do give it a like if you enjoyed the video, and please think about subscribing. It's free and it means you'll get reminded the next time we drop a new video. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye now.